I'm Eva Noblezada, and I'm playing Kim in Miss Saigon. Kim is an orphan from the Vietnamese countryside, and she comes to Saigon after a horrific event that's happened to her family. And there she meets the engineer. He kind of spirals her into a really strange, emotional roller coaster of events in her life, losing her virginity, falling in love, falling in lust, whatever you want to call it. The journey she goes on is incredible. It's immaculate. And she's a fighter. She's badass. She is a victim, but she doesn't play the victim. I don't think we're different. When I moved to London, I was exactly like Kim. And then I feel like my first act is London Eva, and then my second act is now Eva. Just very strange. There's a lot of similarities, being vulnerable to love, moral of the story. And we both love a bun, a steamed bun or one on top of our heads. I don't have like a set routine. I sometimes have a cup of tea. I sometimes need to do a few downward dogs, maybe a few handstands. Sometimes I'm really relaxed. I can go into it. Sometimes I'm really hyper and I need to just kind of calm down and get into my zen space, but it really depends. It is scary to perform that intense of a role. My emotions determine on the day how my show's going to go. Sometimes I have very angry shows. Sometimes I have very emotional shows where there's literally snot running down my self. We have to, in ways sometimes during shows, drop our crap out the door. But in this show, I use it to further my storytelling on stage. And it's a lot of tears. So this dressing room is my safe space for when I'm acting crazy to my dresser. I have my steamer. I have chocolate hidden here, which I'm not telling you where it is. That's it. I'm not really picky. I don't really wear much makeup in it. I'm not like fussy. I think people who have never seen the show or have never experienced Saigon, especially now, the younger generation, the old generation, doesn't matter who comes and sees it. It'll touch them uniquely. So it's very special. The effects it has at stage door when you see like grown men like wiping their eyes and like trying to be all macho and they're like, it was good. I'm like, I know it was good. Look me in the eye. You all right? So when I see myself in the costumes, I actually sometimes, and I know this is really dramatic, I sometimes just don't even want to look in the mirror. It makes me really emotional. But the fact that I get to go on stage and there is no mirror, that's kind of my safe spot. I love my job, as hard as it is. I love my job. It is fun. The last thing I do before showtime, my routine is to get 2 tissues, 3 Starbucks mints, 2 gulps of water, and I put my hat on, and I look at myself in the mirror. And sometimes when I looked at myself in the mirror, I said, well, this is as good as it's going to get, out loud. But sometimes it's like, woo, hit the hat. It's like getting ready for war. Yeah, it's getting ready for war, technically.